Peace. Kofa, G.R.O.W.T.H podcast. Wake your ugly ass up. Happy Thursday, y'all. Hope y'all had a good Friday, Junior. We getting ready to knock this one out the park. Got some good videos for you tonight. Got some good information for you tonight. Again, this is G.R.O.W.T.H podcast. I'm your host, Kofa. K-O-F-A, not coffee, not kufu, not kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa, K-O-F-A. Kofa rhymes with sofa. It's easy to say. This is G.R.O.W.T.H podcast. Growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. I appreciate everybody being in here. Go ahead and give a shout out to Sean from the Shy.
You go, girl!
You're the first one in here today, sis. I appreciate you stopping in. As always, I don't like to shake my tin cup, but I do want to help the channel grow. So if you would like to help the channel grow, y'all see the Cash App and the PayPal above my head. If you want to donate, that's fine. If you don't want to donate, that's fine. I'm going to keep on building like I have been. But your donations, they're appreciated. I can't go without saying that. It is appreciated. I appreciate everybody stopping in. Any new viewers I have, if I have to earn your subscription, that's fine. But hit that like button. Wipe your feet when you come in my house. Hit the like button. It helps the channel. It helps the algorithm. All that jazz. You know how YouTube works. Again, if I have new viewers, please do consider subscribing. If I have new subscribers, welcome. I appreciate everybody being in here. This is a men-centric channel. So while the ladies are welcome, I'm going to be focused on the fellas. And while I do talk about women, I am talking to the men. So tonight's conversation, you see the thumbnail, the lone wolf, the pack of one, aka the Sigma male. When I came into this YouTube space, just as a listener and a viewer and subscriber, I saw alpha male, alpha, beta, alpha, just back and forth. I want to give a shout out to two brothers I've seen narrow in to the Sigma male space. That's Angry Man and Jesus. The other brother's name just slipped my mind. Jesus, I can't believe I had that brain fart because he's really been the one. Anthony Spade, Jesus, brother, forgive me if you see this, but Anthony Spade and Angry Man, those are the two brothers that honed in to the Sigma male. The only two YouTubers I've really seen really focus straight on the Sigma male, specifically Anthony Spade. So while I was doing my personal research and just growing as a man and like, man, why are things going like this for me in life? Started looking at it from a different angle. I've always been that kind of outlier. Quick story, me and my mom were having a conversation years ago. I got a younger brother, so she was like, you know, when you would get quiet as a kid, I didn't have to worry about you. I knew what you were doing. You were back there, you were playing with your Ninja Turtles, you were in your own world. When your brother got quiet, that's when I had to worry because his ass had got into something. So I've always been that quiet dude, just off in my own world. People think I'm off into space. I really wasn't engaged because I didn't react the way that a lot of other people reacted, in particular the other boys as I became a man. Then again, didn't react to women the same way that a lot of men would with the whole I'll drink her bath water, that whole, again, some of that romantic stuff or crazy romantic stuff that we spoke about earlier this week. So because I wasn't reacting that way, people be like, oh, dude, weird, man. I mean, he cool, but he just kind of, he too quiet for me. I really don't ride with cats like that just because I wasn't just hyper focused on pussy. It wasn't, it didn't drive me like that. Like I love women, love women. Excuse me. Even to this day, when I'm dating, when I'm talking to a woman, the way I engage with her is different than what she's used to. I've heard that countless times. If I had $1 for every time I heard, you not like them other dudes I be talking to. And I'll say, well, I told you that. Well, most men say that. And I tell them, hey, I'm not most men. I see. If I had $1 every time I had that conversation, I'd be a very rich man and probably not be here on YouTube, to be honest with you, because that's been par for the course for me. That's my norm in having a conversation. I really don't chase women, never really have. I've been in love head over heels probably 3 times. I probably had my 3. If you guys have seen A Bronx Tale, when Sonny was talking to Cologeno, he was like, man, as a man, you're only afforded 3 loves in your life. I had mine early, is what it is. But kind of like that for me too. I had them in my late teens, my early and mid 20s, and kind of went back and forth with 2 of them in my 30s. And when it was done, it was done. And this is where I'm at now. This is why you get this lone wolf, Darth Kofa for tonight's conversation. Another moniker I'm adding on to myself. I can do that. If Kobe can call herself the Black Mama, then I'm gonna be Sigma Red. It is what it is. Go ahead and give myself one.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
So before we start rolling these videos, I'm gonna show you a couple from one particular woman who has kind of locked in on Sigma males as well. I pulled her videos from TikTok, and she was discussing why she's so attracted to those guys. I got a couple of articles for you. Have some more information, different videos, and then we'll walk that again. Y'all know I'm a basketball head, so we're gonna hit it and quit it like we've been doing. It's the playoffs, baby. I'm gonna give you good content while we're here, but I got to see my Lakers hopefully win. They got to get, let me say this, Joker, Nikola, however the fuck you say his first name, Jokic is a beast. I posted it. He is the white Olajuwon. Argue with me if you want to. Remove Olajuwon's athletic ability and blocking, and give passing to Jokic. Passing and playmaking. That boy is cold, man. The Lakers gonna have to figure that thing out tonight. Let me go ahead and slide over here to the comments. I hear y'all coming in. D Mays in the building, brother. Been a minute.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Y'all make sure y'all go ahead and subscribe to Mind Games Uncut. That brother is solid. I know him in my personal life. He kind of put me onto the YouTube space as well. I was already in trying to work it out, and he gave me some tips, details. He's the one that introduced me to Broken Traditions, LaRon. Shout out to that brother if he stops in, but shout out to D Mays. Checking in on Facebook. I appreciate you, brother. Corey Joe in here. You like them Ninja Turtles, huh? Bro, I love the fucking turtles. I keep telling y'all, man, this is why the colors is red. I'm the red one. You be whoever else you want to be. I'm Raphael. It's been like that from jump. It's going to stay like that. You slide over here. Everybody speaking to each other. I love that. Jason says, side note, I want Lakers to make it. We want our rematch against them boys. Hey, I respect that, bro. I respect that. As a Laker fan, I do want to see Lakers and Celtics match up, but I don't know. Y'all put some pressure on the Celtics, man. Y'all really did. And winning their home floor and stole one, that's big, man. I am not a hater. I hate Miami. I hate the Celtics, but I'm not a hater. I respect game, and y'all are deep. And this the crazy thing. I'm gonna get off basketball, but you know what's crazy, Jason? Tyler Hero hurt. Y'all not even at y'all full capacity. That's the scary thing. Slide over here. Eric Jordan says, salute, Kofa. Salute, brother. Appreciate you stopping in. I think I'm caught up on the comments. We're going to go ahead and get this thing rolling and start talking to Sigma male. So I'm going to give you Kofa's definition, then we'll get into the full breakdown, and we're going to get into a little bit of pushback from one of the articles. So plain and simple on its face, if you heard of a Sigma male, if you kind of identify as one, if you relatively know the concept, drop a 1 in the chat for me. I just want to see who's familiar with this information. Basically, a Sigma male is an alpha male that don't care to lead. He's going to stand outside the hierarchy. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and bring this up. Let me bring up this chart real quick. So there we go. The hold on, show my mic good. So you see the graph. Everybody knows the alpha is on top. The Sigma is up there with them as far as, possible charisma, confidence, the way he moves, the way he structures his life. So what the alpha does in leading everyone else, the Sigma is going to do in leading himself. He's more self-focused and is not a selfish type of focus. He's simply focused on handling the business at hand for him. That's what makes him a good leader when he's forced into that position, or he ends up taking that position from whatever circumstances may arise in his particular life. But you see it right here. It says the Sigma and Alpha are equal. The Sigma male sits outside the hierarchy by his own choice. I started identifying with that because I noticed that, hey, even being in the military, we're big on leadership, of course. When you got sergeants and you got soldiers, and then you have officers up here that are telling the sergeants what need to be done, and the sergeants lead. As an NCO, a non-commissioned officer, for those unfamiliar with the military terms, we're called the backbone of the Army. We make shit go. we make things happen. We're training the next generation of troops to come up and take our place when it's that time. So even in the Army, I was able to lead, or what we call the silent leader. I led by example. When it was time to get things done, shit got done. When I had to use my voice, I used my voice. Most of the time, I didn't have to do that. Why? I didn't look like an alpha in that regard of, hey guys, come in here, we're going to do this, and try to pump everybody up or do what I said because, you know, I outrank you and all that shit. That wasn't my leadership style. I led by example. I was the first one in the office. I was the last one out. When things need to get done, I made sure it looked like it was supposed to look. Hold up, y'all. That's my bad. My ugly ass friend calling, man. Tell this fool I'm on my live. My bad. I apologize. But even in that position as an NCO, again, I just led by example. I took care of the things that I needed to take care of. My soldiers were able to see how I was able to execute and what made things easier for me day to day in the office and handling things, you know, as far as the Army was concerned, and they followed suit. So that's essentially what a Sigma male is. He's a leader. He's going to lead by example. We've gone back and forth. You see it there on the screen between the alpha, the beta, the this, the that, you see it goes down to delta, gamma, and omega. Again, there's scientific pushback or just verbal pushback. Everybody's going to have their different premise. So you don't necessarily have to identify as a Sigma or an alpha or whatever. I just want you to be a better man, whatever you are. Let me slide over to the comments. Jason says, oh crap, I missed it. Damn it. There we go. Slide it over a little bit. Jason says, I kind of know it, but I'm here to learn. Salute, brother. I got you. Corey Joe dropped a 1. He's familiar with it. Jason Williams said, did you ever watch the Spartacus series on Stars? If so, would you describe Spartacus as a Sigma by your definition? Lead himself until he was forced to lead the rebellion. If that's what he did, he has at least Sigma traits. I didn't watch it, so my movie character, television character that I always go to, that a lot of people are familiar with, Jason, is John Wick. And we're going to get into a video of that right before we get off. But yeah, I got that locked and loaded. So my example is John Wick. I know everybody thinks it's just about action and it's, you know, it's so exciting and, you know, it's, you know, he shoot him up, he's a badass and all that, but we're going to break down why John is the alpha Sigma male, the guy at the top or whatever, because he's so detached from everything else everybody else has going on. He's focused on himself. So I'm going to slide over to these videos. We're going to go ahead and get this started. Mo, what's going on? Mo, you're always talking about how you swearing off the dating scene, how you running away. What's going on, sis? But you might want to stick around and find you a Sigma male, sis. So if you think a guy isn't interested in you, you just might have ran into a Sigma. That's all that is, Mo. Let's go ahead and get into this first video of this is Sarah Garvey. He's just kind of going to give a quick little breakdown, and then I'm gonna keep it rolling into the ladies' videos where she's explaining why she's so attracted to the Sigmas.
Right. The Sigma male in dominant terms is the same as the alpha, but the Sigma male displays characteristics that are more elusive than the alpha. And I think women get attracted to men that are more elusive.
Now, you heard what he said. He thinks that women get attracted to men that are more elusive. They can't really lock them down. They can't really figure them out. That's also a trait of Kofa. Again, this is how I stumbled on this. I was like, what are the male hierarchy? I think I Googled years ago, what are the different male hierarchies other than alpha, beta, something like that. And it popped up with the Sigma that I started reading. I read Gamma. I was like, nah, I know I'm not that. The Omega is basically the guy living in his mom's basement. The trope that the women try to shame the brothers in the red pill, manosphere, men's content space with, oh, you just a fat ass to sit at your mama house and play video games all day and eat Cheetos and you don't got nothing going for yourself. That would be the Omega, you know, just kind of on his face, that idea. And I'm giving y'all this information. Y'all also have cell phones and laptops. Do your Googles. Go look at this information yourself, because when you're trying to figure out why you are like you are, why certain people don't gravitate towards you, why you don't gravitate towards certain people. It's nothing wrong with trying to figure out who you are and use a little bit of science and stuff. I know, shout out to Theo Coop again, a Do Better podcast. He doesn't believe in any of that esoteric shit. I'm not mad at the brother. He moves how he moves. He might be classified as a Sigma, but he might reject that classification because that's just not the stuff he rocks on. That's fine. Again, I just want you to be a better man with whatever you identify with. So you heard what Brother Sarah said. He's as dominant, but he's just a little bit elusive. Now let's get into the sisters video.
Here's the thing, y'all. When a man is secure, he's confident, and he likes spending time by himself, that's a dangerous combination for a woman. Why? Because women want to feel like the guy that they're into is into them. And this type of guy don't provide that type of security. At least not for a while. So that makes her want to do more, to say more, to get in contact more, to start building a sense of security with this guy. And because of that, women tend to feel like they're begging for this man's attention simply because he like being by himself. He ain't pressed to speak to you. He's aloof. There's a sense of mystery. And so the woman that may be involved with this guy is like, I'm going out of my way for this man to see me, and he don't see me.
So ladies that may be watching, the guy likes you, but he's focused on himself. He's focused on what he has going on. And this is where I think a lot of these brothers are running into. They trying to be these alphas. I run shit, and if she don't get on my program, she need to get the hell on and do this and do that. She better do what I say. That type of premise is what has a lot of guys fucked up. Again, as Kevin Samuel said, you can't check a woman because you have nothing to check with. Even if you do have that, there's a certain way to go about it as an alpha. I'm going to break it down between, men alphas and working in the same space as well in a second. But I did like her content. I like what she was saying. So I'm going to keep it rolling. She has like 2 more videos, roughly about the same. But you hear the confidence. You hear that word again, aloof. I'm not so ingrained and focused on you and what we're going to do in a relationship, because at the end of the day, I'm still me. I say it all the time, brothers. You take you wherever you go. Let's get to the next one.
Here's the reason why this type of guy always wins in dating. Let's get into it. Here are the factual facts. Top percentage of men get the majority of women. Women want commitment, and these men are not committing unless it makes sense for them. They don't need a relationship, and they don't have the same biological clock. This type of guy is dangerous because he's good on his own. He doesn't need a relationship or a woman to validate him. This guy has high standards, i.e. super picky. And because they have a lot of options, they ain't got to chase. They ain't got to convince you. Don't have to apply pressure. And they ain't about to play no games.
At all. I've heard that about myself for so long, and it was being said in a negative tone, and it kind of fucked me up because I was like, I'm doing what I do. I'm supposed to change up my whole situation for you, and you won't even adjust and make those small things for me? Or I'm talking to you, we having a conversation, I'm engaged in the conversation, but because I'm not as emotionally, hyped up as the woman was, well, I didn't think you were interested. Or I wasn't never pressing when she did have male friends. Now, a lot of that did bite me in the ass, but at the same time, I don't have shit to worry about. Because guess what? Your ass went on where you thought the grass was greener on the other side and still took that loss. And she still circled her ass back to me because she knew I was solid. So what did I do? Got that box and dipped.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Brothers, don't spend your time trying to convince women this and that and we can do this. You have the conversation. You lay out the plan. If you're feeling her, show her that you're feeling her some kind of way. But you don't have to stay so focused on her that you forget what you have going on. And I see a lot of men doing that, and then they get this information and then it becomes red pill rage when things don't work out. Again, women are women. They're going to move how they're going to move. But sis is giving us the blueprint right here. I'm going to go ahead to the next video. It lines up with these. She's telling you why she likes it. This is her 3rd video. So there's something to this. There's something to this whole Sigma male hierarchy and male characteristics. Let me slide over to the next video.
Why do I love this kind of man? And a lot of other women do too. I'm going to tell you why in this video. They are super confident. There's nothing more attractive on a man, in my opinion, than an air of confidence. And this guy got it. They're secure. They're self-validating. They don't need you to like them. They don't need anybody to like them. They like themselves. That's why they tend to be loners. They don't need to be the center of attention. They tend to be emotionally intelligent. They are secure. So you're more likely to have a healthier relationship with them. They have a quiet air of confidence. So they don't have to tell you that they're the boss, but you feel that strong aura like they are the boss. They are a leader. They don't have to say it on a blowhorn. You just already know. Last but not least, they're mysterious. Okay, that aloof thing gets women. I'm telling you, it does.
It works. I'm gonna slide it back a little bit because Mo dropped something in the comments I want to look at. As y'all come in, I've seen people, some people coming in and out. Just please hit that like button for me, even if you just sticking your head in the door just to wave and say, hey, hit that like button. Wipe your feet before you come in my house. Hit the like button. Let me bring it back a little bit.
Confident. There's nothing more attractive on a man, in my opinion, than an air of confidence. And this guy got it. They're secure. They're self-validating.
Self-validating. That's the point I wanted to hit. What did Mo just say in the chat? I like this, aka not codependent. A Sigma male prefers to avoid social hierarchy and the need for validation and attention, instead focusing on internal strength. Because guess what? I've seen the best of the best alphas fold like hot laundry when the pressure came on, when it got to be too much. And guess what? If they're the wrong kind of alpha, they're the boss instead of the leader type of alpha, and they point and do what I say, don't nobody like that type of leadership. That's not a leader. That's a boss. That's, hey, do what the hell I said just because I happen to be in this position, right? So when it comes time and they need to get something done, these are the companies, these are the people these are the companies ran by those men. These are the people in the office that think they really, really run shit when they don't. And when something needs to be done, they can't corral the team and execute. Think about, again, I'm gonna use a basketball analogy. Unfortunately, I gotta use a Carmelo. Still, in my opinion, the best offensive player the NBA has ever seen. Yes, better than Mike. Yes, better than Kobe. When it's time to get a bucket, go to Carmelo, whether it's half court to on the block. He gonna get you a bucket. Carmelo's a dog, straight up alpha, but he could never corral his team to get over the hump. Everybody wants to talk about Kobe being a alpha, which is fine. But he's more of a Sigma. Why? He led by example. He was always in that gym. Now, when that alpha may have came out on the court, but guess what? They respected the work that he did. The work that he showed them. That's what they respected. That's why everybody hopped on his back, to include Shaq. Everybody say Shaq got Kobe those rings. Shaq don't get those rings without Kobe. Plain and simple. When they were beefing and Kobe was pissed because Shaq was coming in training camp overweight, what did Shaq say about Kobe in that documentary? Bro, I ain't had nothing to worry about. I had you. So some look at that as an alpha. I look at it as a Sigma. Why? Because he led by example. He didn't have to mouth off. Him and Shaq may have had words at the top, but again, that's Shaq being the alpha, that's Kobe being a Sigma. This sister just said it. It's up there on the screen. They're self-validating. I know me. Again, you take you wherever you go. You got to be solid no matter the circumstance. You have to be solid, period, no matter who you're dealing with, whether it's a romantic relationship, whether it's friendships, whether it's at work. And then, again, some of this space in the Sigma thing, it gets kind of gray too, because everybody wants to just take it and make it seem like, oh, they do everything by themselves. No. We'll get into that when we get into the John Wick video. But let me slide over here to this next video. This guy's, I guess he's a popular white guy in the white manosphere. I cannot remember his name, but I do like his videos. He's talked about everything from cologne to working out and things like that. Some of you may have seen his videos. I caught him on Instagram and TikTok mainly, but I know he has a YouTube channel as well. I know he's pretty popular, but let's get into it because I think he's more of the alpha guy, but he's breaking down the Sigma here, and I'm going to pause it a couple of times, but it's going to be real quick and dirty.
If 15 traits of the Sigma male. The Sigma male tends to be a loner. They're flexible. They're themselves regardless of who's watching. They can lead without exerting authority. They're leaders. They're good listeners. They are self-aware. They have an ambiguous morality, which I have no idea what that even means. They have rusty social skills. They can fit into friend groups, but don't rely on them. So basically, you can have friends, but you don't need them. They decide their own future. Great. They tend to have small but close friend circles. Wait, I thought you said I didn't need a friend circle. They're self-sufficient, because I don't need a friend circle. They aren't afraid to take risks. They aren't attention seekers. They have the potential to be alpha. Wait a second. If they have the potential to be alpha, aren't they alphas in training?
I love that part. I love that jab at the Sigma that they're alphas in training. They don't want to be alphas. Why? Because they see the headache that a lot of these motherfuckers have. Once again, I want everybody to stop for a second, think about that dude that either felt the need to tell the world that he was an alpha, or he ran shit, or just tried to throw his weight around, so to speak, whether verbally or physically. When shit really got time to get done, was he able to execute? And I guarantee you, most of y'all are thinking, so-and-so couldn't do shit. You couldn't trust them to get the job done. You really couldn't trust them to lead the rest of us to this, success, whether it be sports or getting a project done at work. So I love that jab at the Sigma that, oh, aren't they alphas in training? No, they're Sigmas. We have the same traits, but everybody, I've seen it in this YouTube space as well, that, oh, the Sigma doesn't exist. You're either an alpha or a beta. No, we're going to dig into this a little bit tonight. Again, shout out to Anthony Spade. The brother talks about it a lot. Shout out to Angry Man. He's spoken on it. When you're a Sigma, you're a Sigma. You have the full capability to do all that. And sometimes people look to you for that leadership. But guess what? You don't give a fuck. I got shit to do over here. And some people understand it, some don't. Some want you to be this beta because you're not involved with the group. But when you notice a lot of alphas, they feed off of energy. They have to have people around them. They have to be in the mix. They have to be out in these popular social circles. But let me bring it back one point. I think he said they have an ambiguous morality. I wrote the definition down. So let me bring it up on the screen, matter of fact. Where is my button? Give me one quick second. Bam. Okay, there we go. So, ambiguous morality. The quality of being open to more than one interpretation. Inexactness. Kofaism. Think the anti-hero. I'm going to bring it back on me. Think about the anti-hero. I'm a nerd out. Think Wolverine. Think about Deadpool. They're not necessarily heroes. Hold on, let me bring the comments up. I hear you guys over there. There we go. They're not necessarily heroes, but they're not bad guy either. They're anti-heroes. Hey, we got a job to do. Oh shit, I got to kill somebody? Okay, bet. It's nothing. There's a moral gray area. There's a little bit of ambiguity to it. It's not exactly right, but it's not exactly wrong either. That's one of those things you can justify. Hey, I had to do it this way. This is one of those times I had to cut this corner. This is one of those times I had to step away from the group in order to accomplish what I needed to accomplish. So again, a lot of people want to throw jabs at the Sigma and say, oh, you're wannabe alphas. You really can't lead. That's why you don't do it. You just opt out the spotlight because you're afraid. And that's not the case. At the end of the day, you can have all this fucking spotlight. The job don't get done. And then guess what the alpha does a lot of times? Point fingers at who didn't do what. Rarely, if ever, do they look at themselves. Some guys will say they do. Again, I don't give a damn about words. I want you to start watching actions. I know I say I don't give a damn about words as I sit here and speak to you, but I want you to watch actions. How are people executing or not executing? What are they selling you on? I'm gonna slide over to the comments. Indigo Flow in here.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Says Sigma Lobo here. Let's see. Did I miss something? Nope. Okay. Jason Williams says, I consider myself aloof, but I think I fit into the Sigma category to some degree. Definitely go do some more research on it, bro, because it took me a minute. I was like, well, I don't know. And we're going to get into, you know, a little bit of pushback on the Sigma as well. Jason says Kobe was definitely a Sigma. A lot of times people expected him to say this and do that, and he probably talked his shit in practice. But again, even before practice, he was already leading by example. When it was on the court, he gave you that death stare. You knew it was time to get shit together. But, you know, he kind of in the gray area. Alpha, Sigma, which one you want with Kobe? He was that cold with it. We can talk all day. Jason Townsend in here, brother. I appreciate you stopping in. Mo on the go says, oh, Mo, I forgot to give you this when you came in, sis.
You go, girl.
Appreciate you being in here. Sigmas will date someone because they actually like them, not to look good to other people. That's a biggie. I'm glad you said that.
You go, girl.
That's big facts, Mo. They like what they like. I've been that guy. So, as y'all can see, I'm a light-skinned brother. Always had an affinity for brown and darker-skinned women. Like, black is my damn hoodie. I used to tell women, if you get out of my car and my oil light don't come on, we got a problem. Love me a dark-skinned sister. But we always want to talk about colorism in our community, right? That the dark-skinned women don't get no love and all that stuff. Or they got made fun of in school because they were so dark. I was that guy that was getting made fun of because that's who I liked. Oh, you like black ass Shay? I ain't give a fuck. I love Shay black ass. I'm just throwing a name out there. I'm not telling on nobody. But yeah, that was the type of woman that I liked. And because I liked her, that's all the fuck that mattered to me. But everybody else had this caricature of what a black woman was supposed to look like. And look where we at now with all the weave and the eyelashes. All these dudes damn near dating the same chick. But again, Mo's 100% right. Let me bring that comment up again. Sigmas will date someone because they actually like them, not to look good to other people. A lot of alphas do shit based on other people's opinion. But they're saying that that's the same thing that makes a beta beta. Isn't that interesting? These are just Kofa-isms. I'm just throwing a monkey wrench in this whole YouTube red pill. Let's talk about the hierarchy and SMV, the sexual marketplace value conversations. Again, I've said it. A lot of these guys being called betas, they're the ones actually doing alpha shit. They're the ones taking care of home. They're the ones taking care of kids. Those are the ones that can lead. Those are the ones that's building. A lot of the quote-unquote alphas, he's just a good-looking dude with charisma and some game. And because women are attracted to that, everybody will say he's the alpha. But again, when shit get real, can he lead? Can he lead you to a win? A lot of times they can't. I've seen it. I know you've seen it in your personal life. We've seen the guys in the streets that everybody love because he's a real nigga. He not going to deal with society. He going to go get his money. This is where you get women talking about these schemers and hustlers and wanting a hustler more than a 9-to-5 guy because the 9-to-5 guy is a sucker and all that extra shit. Until the police kick in the door. Now all of a sudden she want the straight-laced guy. And guess what? The stuff that she's bringing her kids over there for him to take care of, he's able to do it. He has a foundation to stand on, but he's a beta because he loves a woman. Back to Mo's point, the Sigma can love a woman, but hey, you're going to get on my program and you're going to get on my program without me having to tell you that you're going to get on my program. This is the way I move, so this is the way we move. If you're not with that, then she can go. And guess what? He's going to go on living his life. Slide back over to the comments. BT in the building.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
What's going on, Broken Tradition, bro? I'm glad you made it back safe from being flued out for your birthday like a bad bitch. Shout out to you, man. Welcome again to the 40 Club. Happy birthday again. Glad you made it back safe. Let's keep on sliding. Jason Williams says, that's me. I like what I like for me. And that's across the board, not just my choice of women. Exactly. Again, I talk about women. I'm talking to men. But I know the relationship thing gets everybody's attention. But whatever it is, it's certain skills you may have that other people can see. Then they want you to fit into this category. But you know, hey, that's not the path I'm on. That's not the road I want to walk. It's people, I'm in Atlanta now. Again, I told you I'm from Alabama, country town, all that shit. It's still people asking me after I've been in Atlanta for 13 years, when you coming back home? Ain't nothing for me back there. I'm on a whole different path. It's time for, again, it's a reason why I call this channel growth. It's time for growth. And my personal growth is for me. And when I started this channel, I told everybody before, everybody's growth does not look the same. It's going to be slightly different. Maybe a major difference. A lot of lone wolf, packs of one, Sigma males know that. It's people that you grew up with. They're still doing the same thing. They're still in the same spaces, around the same people. And then when you start to veer off, that's when it becomes a problem, right? Then it's, oh, you acting funny. No, I'm being me. A lot of people don't understand that, and so many people break down, but that Sigma can stay focused on him. You know which blocks to check off for you. You know how to secure yourself. Corey Joe said, flued out. Yeah, he got flued out, man, for his birthday, man. Don't hate. Mama Lex flew him out. Salute to Mama Lex, man.
You go, girl.
All right, so we went through those 15 little quick traits. Now we're going to walk this video down, and then we'll get into a little bit of, matter of fact, we're going to do that first. Let's get into this information first, and then I'm going to play the John Wick video because that's going to take us out. Let me bring that window up real quick. So, Kofa, you talking all this stuff. Where'd you get the information from? So this is the adult male. Y'all can see my cursor. Matter of fact, let me bring this back over here. Give me one quick second because I want to be able to see y'all comments. So let me bring it back over to this other screen as they come in. Go says, same, I live by my rules, outlier. Everybody got to at some point. A lot of times people do get caught up in things doing the same things as everybody else. And again, that's where you start taking losses a lot of time, because guess what? That's not where you're supposed to be at. Give you a quick example. We always hear the story of somebody getting deleted. That young kid getting deleted, and it's, oh my God, not him. What was going on? Why was he over there? That kid, you know, for all intents and purposes, there's no reason for it, but got deleted because he wasn't even supposed to be in that environment. That's not his space. That's not his usual mode of operation. Then you start getting into stuff like that, then somebody ends up missing. Somebody ends up dead. Somebody ends up broke and struggling and stuff because they were in situations that they shouldn't have been in. That's not your space. So stop being afraid for the men out there. Stop being afraid to step in these spaces and do a little bit of research. And then, you know, people will give pushback against mental health and counseling and all that stuff just to say, well, ain't nobody going to tell me who the hell I am. I know who the hell I am. And a lot of those brothers are stuck in the same situation. Again, I told y'all yesterday, being stagnant, not moving up or down, you just getting by. That's worse than taking a loss. So let's get back over to the article. I'm not going to read it because this one's kind of lengthy. But you see it here, the Sigma Male Explained, Understanding the Lone Wolf. This was updated March 6, 2023. Matter of fact, everything I'm getting ready to show y'all, the links to these pages are in the description for the video. So you can go, you can research and read and just, you know, just something to think about and have a conversation with for yourself. Let's keep sliding. Gives you the definition. What is a Sigma male? A Sigma male is a man within the socio-sexual hierarchy who chooses to live his life outside of the normal social dominance hierarchy structures of society. Sigma males share many traits in common with the alpha archetype, though their tendency to walk outside of the lines of traditional social dominance hierarchies set them apart and makes them different. So when women start seeing you move different, bro, it sparks their curiosity. Well, why is he over with them? He doesn't act like this dude. He doesn't do this. He doesn't talk like this last guy. And again, I've started out being wrong, telling women, hey, I don't move like most men. Well, I heard that before and this, that. Okay, cool. And that's all I say. Brothers, learn the power of okay. Don't argue. Okay. I keep moving how I move. You don't act like the dudes I'm used to talk to. What the fuck did I tell you when we first started talking? Well, I mean, all y'all say that. I just told you, I'm not all y'all. And now you finding out, and now you feel a way about it. Get out your feelings. This is what I do. Again, when we together, we together. When we not, we not. Salute Eric Jordan for the Cash App.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
I'm going to read a little bit. Again, I'm not insulting anybody's intelligence. I know you guys are busy. I appreciate y'all checking in. Make sure y'all hit that like button when you do come in. But I know somebody's out there busy and moving around and doing other stuff, but, you know, listening in. So that's why I try to read everything out loud. Let's keep it going. The archetypical Sigma male is defined above all else by his tendency to forsake the traditional social dominance hierarchies of modern society. These men walk a more solitary path. They're sometimes called lone wolves or wanderers. They're not going to keep doing the same stereotypical stuff. Again, in this space, everybody loves to talk about dating and things like that. I'm not going to move the same way. If I want to buy you something, I'm going to do it. If I want to pay for an expensive date, the first date out, I'm going to do it. If I don't want to deal with you and, oh man, she's so fine, man, what's wrong with this dude, man? That nigga don't like pussy. No. She's seen the inside of a Walmart. She's not that exclusive. I still have shit I got to take care of, right? So that's what I'm focused on. A lot of brothers can't understand that. And the thing they want to do is immediately try to tie lone wolf, Sigma males, the way they moving with women, into being incels. Oh, he just can't get no ass. He ain't got no game like that for real, this, that, and the third. And unfortunately, it's a lot of women that fall into it. So again, back to Mo's comment earlier, when ladies actually find a Sigma male, they try to latch on to him. As aloof as we may be, they try to latch on to him because guess what? She knows he's about his business. Matter of fact, he don't even got time to be running around with different women because he's focused on his business. And then he's going to come home to this place of peace that y'all should have waiting for that man because he already done had to fight the world when he come home, ladies. But I'm going to get off that. I'm going to keep sliding down real quick. Y'all can see the article. Skip ahead to where does Sigma male fit into the social sexual hierarchy, blah, blah, blah. Sigma male versus alpha male. I'm not going to get into that. Y'all can read that on your own. Again, here's a Sigma male test. I did y'all the courtesy. I already knew I was on this path. Again, I've been looking at myself doing this work for some time. Hey, what's going on, Mona? Mona done stopped in here.
You go, girl!
Hold up. Had another comment come. Oh, tell Lex said what up, Broken Tradition. So again, I've been doing this work for a minute. I started looking at this stuff, you know, taking these little weird tests and stuff like that, just to, you know, piece it together. What's going on, JC? Just to piece it together and take an honest, real look at myself. You know what I'm saying? You got to look in the mirror. I know it's cliche to say that, but if you're not doing this type of work, if you're not taking inventory, like I always say, of your life in total, rights and wrongs, then how are you going to know who the fuck you are as a man? If you don't know who you are as a man, how the hell are you going to define yourself as an alpha? How are you going to be a leader for anybody else and you don't know who the fuck you truly are? And some people just don't give a fuck. And there's a lot of people that don't give a fuck that they think are alpha males because they beating their chest and I don't give a fuck about anybody else's feelings, but that's not what it is. What's going on, Drew? I appreciate you stopping in, bro. Let me see. So the Sigma male test, done it several times, kept getting the same thing. So I'm gonna break this thing down. I already took the test. Here you go. You're a Sigma male. That's me. I took the test before we cranked up. You're a Sigma male. You're the lone wolf of the hierarchy. You're sometimes considered to be on par with the alphas in terms of how attractive you are to women, and you share many similarities with the alpha. But what makes you different from the alpha is that you choose to forsake the structure of the hierarchy altogether and to strike out on your own. You forfeit the benefits of the hierarchy in exchange for freedom that comes from pursuing your own individual destiny. That simple. It's not that hard. What are you focused on? Again, a lot of alphas have to be around people, and it may be Sigmas within that group, right? That's just the business that they're handling. They're going to do their part, maybe help the pack, maybe not. That goes back to the guy's pushback. I'm gonna go back to the video in a second, but that gives pushback to, well, you said we didn't need friends, but he has a small circle of friends. What does that mean? Watch out for the slick talk. Watch out for the double talk, y'all. Nobody says Sigmas just don't need anybody or don't know how to use people, the right way. But most of the time, they're going to walk on their own path. They're going to do the things they need to do. Again, I have a small ass circle of friends. I've been in Atlanta 13 years, then had my flings with women here and there. I got 2 solid ass male friends. My circle is small as fuck because I know who I am. But people love to tell you that you're antisocial. I know how to be social. Common courtesy and decency goes across the board for everybody. But I don't have to be in these social circles in order for me to be successful. Slide over to this Forbes article. I'm going to read this one. It's pretty short. I promise y'all, in real life, I don't read with my finger in real life. I'm not remedial. I read with the cursor on here just so y'all can follow along. Not saying y'all are remedial, but just so y'all can follow along if you're, glancing back and forth. Again, reading out loud for those that may be doing other things but listening in. And again, Mona, Broken Traditions, JC, anybody with a YouTube channel, Mind Games Uncut, y'all drop y'all links in the chat. Everybody go follow. I think it's all growth family in here right now, but it's all good. Again, for the new subscribers or viewers that I may have, I'm looking at 11 right now. So anybody new that may be a viewer coming to get this information, consider subscribing. Hit that button for me. If I have to earn your subscription, that's cool. But do hit the like button. Wipe your feet, like I always say. Wipe your feet when you come in my house. Hit the like button. The likes are free. If I got to earn your subscription, cool. If, that's fine. But if you're a new viewer, if you're a new subscriber, salute. I'm going live every day in May. We've been going 2 weeks strong. We're going to keep it rolling. Let me get back over here to the article, and then I'm going to swing back to the comments. So it says, and this is the pushback. Read the title. The pseudoscience behind the Sigma male explained. Let me make sure I hit this real quick. I just want to make sure my audio doesn't go out when I look away. The pseudoscience behind the Sigma male. So if you don't know what pseudo means, it kind of means false and all that. And I'm going to show you why. Are you tired of reducing masculinity into the 2 nonsensical made-up categories known as alpha and beta males? Well, a viral Twitter post on Monday drew the internet's attention to the term Sigma male, another exciting and innovative way in which society can limit masculine expression. Sounding very feministic right now, but it's okay. We're going to keep on. The Twitter post highlights media which reduces the broad spectrum of masculinity into a rigid hierarchy composed of alpha, beta, and sigma males, so that men can understand and accept our place in society without ever considering ourselves as, human beings with unlimited potential. We know that. I think the person that wrote this is being a little sensitive and tender right now. It's okay. We're going to keep on going. What is an alpha male? For those who are unfamiliar with the manhood mythology, the concept of an alpha male is based on the absurdly illogical belief that groups of humans resemble a wolf pack, destined to be led by an aggressive, domineering leader, aka the alpha. Not only is this not how humans operate, it's not even how wolf packs function. The now debunked theory was based on observation of wolves living in captivity, and subsequent studies of wild wolves concluded that wolf behavior was far more nuanced than a binary between alpha and his cowering subordinates. They always want to make it seem like it's an extreme. But the correction came too late. The concept of an alpha male stuck around, firmly embedded in pop culture, an ideology that can justify oppressive hierarchies and reduce people to empty stereotypes. The alpha male is practically a star sign, imbued with hint of incel ideology. Again, they want to sprinkle the incel in, right? Used to confirm poisonous perspectives and exaggerated pre-existing insecurities. We're almost done. What is a sigma male? A sigma male is essentially an introverted alpha male, offering misguided men a chance to place themselves at the very top of this imaginary hierarchy without the loud, boisterous personality that an alpha boasts. Examples of a sigma male apparently include John Wick, definitely, which we're going to get into, because who doesn't want to compare themselves to a cool, composed assassin? Although when it comes to choosing a role model that exemplifies a non-existent category of manhood, one could do a lot worse than Keanu Reeves. Other made-up categories include beta, gamma, and omega males. A lot of shit is made up. There's a little bit of science to it. There's always a pushback. This is one of the pushbacks. I would be remiss if I didn't give you the other side of it and what people want to push back against, what I feel that I am, or believe that I am, Get out my feelings. Think that I am, know that I am, how I walk and move as a male. But again, I would be remiss if I didn't give you both sides. Okay, I'm reading it again. Other made-up categories include beta, gamma, and omega males, all of whom are placed towards the bottom of the hierarchy, meaning that they are unlikely to find financial stability or attract a sexual partner. We don't make those decisions. That's society that's telling us. So while there's a little bit of truth in it, this pushback is okay. You got to understand that somebody's going to have a different view than you. If you haven't noticed, this reductive line of thinking is exactly how pickup artists view the world. It's about as insightful as a BuzzFeed quiz that categorizes humans into different flavors of Starbucks syrup. Will a Sigma male prove to be as influential and misleading? Had to inject that in there. And misleading as the alpha. Perhaps Twitter is pretty good at popularizing poorly thought out ideas. Now, what's interesting, I'm going to bring it back on myself real quick. It's interesting. There's a pushback in Forbes magazine from something that was written on Twitter. So how much pull does Twitter actually have? Where you felt the need to write it in a reputable magazine. There has to be something to it. People need to understand that. Again, alpha, beta, sigma, whatever. I don't want you to get so caught up in titles that you lose sense of who you are as a man in real life and what's going on. This is fine. I identify as a sigma. There's other personality traits. I'm going to show you another test I took in a minute that I also identify as. But when you start reading this stuff and it starts damn near detailing everything that you do, there's something to it. Somebody has put in this work. This isn't just an Instagram post. This isn't just a Twitter post. Somebody being salacious and just want to start shit and throw a conversation out there. People have watched this for some time. Let me get to this. There was the guy who came up with the term the alpha. He studied wolves for a while. I should have brought that article up. I didn't. It's on one of my older videos, so I have discussed it on the channel. But he came up with the term alpha because he was watching how the pack was moving. But then when he watched the wolves, this is the difference as well. When he went back years later and watched wolves, I believe in captivity, he saw how it was a daddy male, a daddy wolf, a mommy wolf, and the cubs. The father wolf was right there with the cubs. So then he was like, oh my God, I was wrong. But by then he had already written the book. This is what the article is talking about. It had already hit, popular media. It had already hit societal standards of what an alpha is and stuff like that. But again, we always use Animal Planet to compare ourselves. Again, Kevin Samuels had the video of whether you're going to be the lion taking care of a pride in a family, or you're going to be the tiger, the solitary animal. Again, Sigma, solitary animal, doing what he needs to do to survive and making it. He going to have his cubs, slide off, go live his life. Now, I'm not telling you, again, of course, to leave your children out there abandoned. Of course, humans don't move like that. But there's something to it when you start the comparison and the contrast. There's something to what's being said as far as the Sigma male. Everybody's pushed out the alpha male, and this is the other thing. If the Sigma doesn't exist, that means the alpha doesn't exist. If none of these on the category exist, then who are you as a man? Because we categorize men all the time, right? Let me get to my pushback. I had wrote a note on this one. So for the Forbes magazine, I said, if male hierarchies don't exist, that would mean that misogyny also does not exist, correct? Do we only get to apply theory and labels to men or people in general when we disagree with the premise of what they believe? Got to give myself one. I can write a little bit.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
It's amazing people always want to tell you what isn't true when it doesn't align with their beliefs, right? That's very interesting. Any other time, it's, oh, this is what this means. This is what it is. Oh, there's science to it. People have studied this. There's been people in science who have pushed back. There's been people in science who agree, but these things have been studied, been read. People have been watched. Again, you see which guy can be the social butterfly and pull the women just by walking in the room. You see the guy that's not necessarily the social butterfly, a guy like myself, but the conversations I have, they're engaging. I have her locked in, and we can go on. Same thing at my job. I'm quiet. I go to work. I do my job. When things need to get done, when somebody needs to figure something out, they call me. And I don't even have that alpha, that hierarchical position at my job. But I'm so good with people when I need to be social. I have built rapport. We'll get to that in a second with this John Wick video. I've already built those rapport with those people. They know they can trust me. But I walk to the beat of my own drum. I know how to do my job. I execute my job well. I'm sure some of y'all out there listening do the same thing. You're not driving yourself crazy over a raise or promotion. You know that's coming because you know you've earned it. As Theo Coop said, you don't deserve shit. You've already worked for it. But guess what? Even if it don't happen, you already walking to the beat of your drum in your real life. You already have something else secured. You got something else you're working on that's going to bring you income to live the life that you want to live. You don't have to be on the yacht. You might want to go scale the mountains all by yourself because that's the way you move. Using these just as examples. Slide over here to the comments. Where we at? JC came in. Oh, Mo says, take off your shoes when you come in the house and hit a like button. I like that too. Take your shoes off, hit the like button when you come in. Mona says, great work, Kofa, for the daily live. Sis, I really, really appreciate you. Mona also says, fat Kofa, having small exclusive friend groups means you're selective and not with the fuck shit. I can say it, Mona. You can't. You a mama. But yes, I'm not with the fuck shit. We're not with all this. Again, as I say with a lot of alphas, right? When they don't get their way, when things aren't going their way, when people aren't giving them the fellowship that they need, watch how they act. A lot of these cats are male divas. They gossip just as much. They have just as bad attitudes. They always have to have the best of the best and this, that, and the third. They sound like women when a lot of them talk. A lot of alphas, when it's time to get the job done, they can't. I'm going to keep stressing that. The real alphas, when it's time to get the job done, the job is done. Real alphas are leaders. Fake ass alphas are bosses. There's a fucking difference. Let me slide over here. Appreciate you, Corey Joe. Yes, if you're new and you haven't subscribed, there's the link. Corey Joe dropped it in the chat. Go ahead and hit that subscription button and that like. Baltimore in the building again. Uh-oh. Try this again. Baltimore in the building again. It didn't come up. What's up, y'all? Baltimore in the building. What's going on, Smoke and Talk? Appreciate you stopping in. The man, the myth, the legend, himself, the guy that coined the phrase, growth family. Flawless mentality in the building.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man.
Appreciate you stopping in, Doc. Joseph back in this thing. Keep on sliding. Everybody saying, what's up? Doc says, all facts, King Kofa. I appreciate you, brother. I'm just doing my part. Again, I just want to inject this in there because we always hear it in these red pill spaces, the alpha and the beta. There are hierarchies. To push back against Forbes' article, like I was saying, if these hierarchies don't exist from a societal standard, if scientists and social scientists couldn't study how people move and interact with each other and do these these sexual surveys and see what women like and what men like, and then you start placing things into categories, if that's not a real thing, then again, neither is misogyny. People only want to push back against shit that they want to push back against, right? Because a lot of stuff being labeled in the Me Too movement that's still going on, where things are claimed against men that aren't true, but people will latch on to them like a dog with a bone and won't let it go. So if they can have their labels, their negative labels, You can have your positive labels, but I'm focused again on the lone wolf. He can still execute. He can get things done by himself. But now we're going to get into this John Wick video and walk it through. I'm going to pause it a couple of times, but add a little bit of excitement, have a little bit of fun with it. But if you know the movies, then you know John is the quote-unquote King Sigma. He was walking at the beat of his own drum. Even when he came back into working again, he was still moving how he needed to move on his own. But when he needed to call in a goddamn favor, he had that small circle that he can call in a favor with. For those that know the movies. If you haven't, I don't know what you're doing with your life. I love the whole series. Go watch it. I think we all caught up in the comments. Let's go ahead and rock.
I say this, John. The sure as fuck broke the mold with you.
These are the words of Viggo Tarasov, notorious Russian crime boss of the John Wick universe, who serves as the main antagonist in both John Wick and the sequel, John Wick Chapter 2. These words alone encapsulate why John Wick is such a notoriously strong example of a Sigma male. Sigmas are famously the rarest of all male personality types, and to many who meet them, they leave an impact that isn't soon forgotten. John Wick is a world-class assassin with a reputation that far precedes him, both within the universe of the film and among fans of the franchise. Many people will have heard the character be described as a Sigma male, but what exactly are the traits that make John Wick the ultimate example of a Sigma?
You ready, John?
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the character of John Wick and why this deadly assassin is the ultimate Sigma male. Breaking the mold.
Pause it real quick. Joseph said John Wick, aka Baba Yaga. Love all the movies. Me too, bro.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
Jason Williams said my nickname at the park is John Wick. I'm still the live shooter.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
I love that, bro. But even taking the character out of it, I'm gonna let it run in a second. But taking the character out of it, Keanu Reeves in real life, the actor who plays John Wick, Keanu Reeves is known as a Sigma male. You never hear shit about him for real going on, right? I think somebody just tried to put a baby on him. Some woman, he went ahead and took the DNA test, proved the kid ain't his, moved on. That's some cold Sigma shit. I ain't got time. We're not gonna make this salacious. The only reason it hit the papers because people were looking for drama. He don't move like that. When have you ever heard Keanu Reeves wrapped up in some drama? As long as he's been in Hollywood. As many movies, he's one of the highest paid actors in the world and don't have a lot of controversy because of the way he moves in his real life, which made him perfect to play John Wick. But let's let it run. Breaking the mold. You're a little bit different, bro, and it's okay.
As crime boss Viggo Tarasov aptly said,
Sure as fuck broke the mold with you.
John Wick breaks the mold. He truly stands out from the men around him. Even in a world as packed full of strange and mysterious characters as the world of high-level crime, this quiet assassin possesses an air that sets him apart. And while most Sigmas are not, believe it or not, high-level assassins who can take out 3 men with nothing more than a pencil, most Sigmas will in fact fit the description of breaking the mold. Often, Sigmas are known for possessing an aura of mystery and have the ability to command respect from those around them, seemingly without trying. Unlike alpha males, Sigmas are not trying to stand out or set themselves apart as the top dog. The unique reputation they carry with them is a culmination of factors that have little to do at all with how the Sigma tries to be perceived by others, and is largely rooted in how a Sigma perceives and handles himself, independently of whoever he happens to be surrounded by. As Sigmas are so mysterious, sometimes it can be difficult for those on the outside to put their finger on exactly what creates this unique and authoritative aura, but John Wick exemplifies these traits to a T. The most important of these traits include the fact that, number 1, he thinks before he speaks. Sigmas are not men of impulse. They are by nature highly analytical thinkers who love to analyze things in great detail. Even in situations of immensely high stakes, John Wick never seems to speak out of turn. His words are carefully weighed and are generally sparse.
People keep asking if I'm back. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Even in moments of great emotional stress, we never see John Wick lose his cool. He gives both his enemies and his friends only a slither of what must be going on inside his head and never gives away too much information. Sigmas know that their words are worth more when they are few and far between, and John Wick is the perfect example of knowing how to keep his thoughts to himself. This trait makes his character very subtle yet effective in his communication, and when John Wick is speaking, you can be sure that the whole room is going to be listening. He serves as a perfect example of the fact that Sigmas always stop to think about what they're about to say before they go ahead and open their mouths, if they go to open their mouths at all.
How much?
Excuse me?
How much for the car?
She's not for sale.
Silence is golden in the eyes of a Sigma, and despite being a master fighter and marksman, one of John Wick's most powerful weapons is his ability to hold his tongue and give as little away as possible of what's going on inside his head. Number 2.
Pause it right there. He checks his emotions. Isn't that what's said in these red pill manosphere men-centric spaces? Check your emotions. You gotta think before you speak. You don't just go off half-cocked, full of emotion, and as fiery as you may be, as cold as you may be at your job. Again, I like to bring it to real life. The movie stuff is fun. But in real life, you can't just blurt out what the hell you really thinking in the middle of the meeting, right? A lot of alphas will tell you, yes, you can. You got to take leadership, take control, and all that shit. It sounds nice. Watch somebody do it, then watch them pack up their goddamn desk and get walked out the fucking front door before the end of the day. So again, as a Sigma, you don't have to blurt out everything that you're thinking, right? One, you're already processing. You're trying to figure out the best thing to do for yourself. Then, if you're in a leadership position, for the group. Just because he's a pack of one doesn't mean he wants to pack 2 stars. When he finds himself in those leadership positions, hey, so-and-so called out today, so-and-so's on vacation, we need you to handle X, Y, and Z. Okay, not my usual trope and trait, but I can step into those shoes and kill it and probably be better at the damn job than everybody else. Because guess what? You're not only already confident, you have that air of surprise, right? Because nobody expected you to do it. You're the quiet guy. You're the guy that doesn't get involved in these different things. You're antisocial, but you're able to execute a lot of times better than what is seen as the leader, the loudmouth, the, hey, all eyes on me type of guy. I'm gonna keep letting it run. Again, because you're so quiet, number 2, you're hard to read. People try to start putting you in these categories, right? Especially with women. I'm gonna bring it back to the women. Remember the videos I played earlier of their sister saying, I love these type of men because they're so aloof. Like, I have to try to figure him out because he already knows who he is. He's showing you who he is through his actions. You got to try to figure him out. That's not his job. He already figured that part out.
To read. Partially owing to his quiet and reserved nature, John Wick proves an incredibly difficult character to read. He carries himself with an attitude that is firmly stoic in nature. The Stoic philosophy, which originated back in ancient Greece, puts an emphasis on what is known as the locus of control. This refers to directing one's energy towards the elements of life that are within our control. This philosophy applies heavily to the Sigma male mindset, and throughout the film franchise, John Wick always possesses a strong sense of his locus of control.
Pause it right there. That control, again, YouTube is a great space for information. I'm gonna start bringing some of this stoicism and stuff into this as well, because I also looked at that. People always thought I was boring when I was truly even killed. It was times I was pissed off, ready to risk it, throw it all away, and fuck some shit up. But I kept myself under control, right? Because I worried about what I could control. If it wasn't in my control, if I couldn't make this thing happen, then why would I spend my energy trying to do it? And that's, again, a John Wick trait. Hey, I know I can take this dude, this dude, this dude, this dude, this dude. I'm in control of this situation. Again, as the movies and the series went on, he did have to call on for help sometimes. And when he did, he made that shit happen. But again, people knew who the fuck he was because he knew who he was. So they knew if he was picking up the phone to call for help, it was something that needed to be done. Work in what you can control. The stuff you can't, let that shit go. Because guess what? 9 times out of 10, it ain't got the shit to do with your level of success at all anyway. And keep on letting it run.
Both in his day-to-day life and his highly precise style of combat, John Wick proves stoic through and through. Because of this stoic nature, he can be incredibly difficult for those around him to pin down and read. He keeps his composure effortlessly and gives little to work with to those around him.
You got out once. You dip so much as a pinky back into this pond, you may find something reaching out to pull you back in.
It's personal.
His blank and mysterious stare is a defining and often intimidating feature of his character. While he is usually polite and courteous, his aloof and stoic nature lets people know that he is not to be messed with. Number 3. Highly skilled. It would be impossible to discuss the character of John Wick without paying respect to his immense level of skill in everything he does. This is especially impressive when we take into consideration the sheer range of skills that we see John Wick demonstrate throughout the series. He is highly accomplished in many styles of hand-to-hand combat and is an excellent marksman with every firearm he takes up. He's highly talented in the art of escapology and infiltration and possesses a vast range of tactical knowledge that he uses to get himself out of situations with even the most dire odds. This is a trademark Sigma quality through and through. Sigmas are highly focused when it comes to developing their chosen skill sets and stop at nothing until they feel they have reached mastery of their skills. This is a testament to the Sigma male's sense of dedication and commitment to his chosen fields. Often, Sigmas end up on top of their game no matter what field they go into.
It's John Wick.
And as the most effective and legendary hitman in the world, John Wick is certainly no exception to this, albeit the unorthodox nature of his chosen profession. Number 4.
Pause it right there real quick. I want to bring this comment back up from Stuart. Stuart says John Wick represents the dark side. Excuse me. Represents the dark side of what a Sigma can be. Don't forget, this is where the movie went to. Don't forget, there was a John Wick after the original John Wick of retiring. He had a wife. He was trying to build a family. He had a quiet life as well, Stuart. So John Wick that we know, that we got in the movies, there was a guy before that who opted out of that. And we talked about it earlier as far as relationships. Those Sigmas that pick a woman, we know what we're picking because we know who the hell we are. She chose him because she knows who the hell he is, because he was so solid in what he did. When he opted to leave that life and it was time for him to go do his impossible task to get him out of that life, he executed it. Why? Because he was so highly skilled, like number 3 was. Whatever you're picking in life, brothers, most of y'all are probably good at that shit. It's a lot of y'all listening right now. You may be receiving this information for the first time. It may be that you're sitting with this information for a couple of days and that light bulb is going to click. You're like, oh shit, I fall into this hierarchy. I fall into at least some of these characteristics, whether or not you believe in the hierarchy or not. You possess a lot of these characteristics, and it's not an arrogant thing. I said it a couple of days ago. I was talking to a chick and she introduced something new to me. I can't even remember what it was. And I was like, well, damn, that's another thing I'm good at. I said it tongue in cheek as a joke. But she was like, you so damn arrogant. No, I just have a care when I put my hands on something. I want to be able to execute. I want to do a good job. I want to do it well. So when she showed me, it was something. I can't even remember what it was. It was a while ago. Like I said, a couple of days ago, last week or some shit. I done damn near forgot that shit. Moving on, focus on this. But brothers, a lot of y'all are skilled at what you're doing, whether it is on the job, or I think that was Jason that said on the basketball court, he got a jump shot. His shit wet. He know it's going to fall. Jason is the guy that they say, no, don't leave him open. For the new guy that came on the court, they got to guard him and like, oh, you're fucked up. Everybody knows that what your skill set is because that's what you do. And who you are is the person that cares about what you do. They may identify you as a basketball player or an accountant or whatever you do for work, but who you are as a man is the person that's actually taking care of the task. You care enough about the task and who you are, that represents, the work represents who you are. You care. You focus on yourself to build, but at the same time, you know this work is going out to the world, so you want to do it well. Let me go back over to the comments real quick. Mo says, I don't consider John Wick a loner. People risk life and livelihood to help him. Don't forget, we got John Wick after he had did so many tasks for those people. Mo, he did those tasks again and moved on. He had a life path that he wanted to work. So don't forget, Halle Berry character, Sophia, he got her daughter out of danger. She came to him for help. And again, you can be a loner. I say it all the time. I'm a loner, but I'm not lonely. I may be by myself, but guess what? I do have people that I can call. I have a small group of friends. I have a small pack, so to speak. But all intents and purposes, everything that I've gotten, all the work that I've done, even when I met those people, is because I put myself in that situation to be able to build with somebody and build that rapport because of who I am. And that's what I need men to understand, bro. And we like to give a lot of accolades and high fives and stuff like that. At the end of the day, when you got to sit down and you in your house all alone, no YouTube, no TV, and it's just quiet before you go to sleep, what did you do? And because of that, that's why John Wick would fall into the Sigma male category as a loner, Mo, because he walked that path alone. But at the same time, during that path he walked, you're going to meet other people. Who you are, you take you wherever you go, man. Who you are is going to determine how you build that rapport with certain people. Certain people don't get it. They want to put you into the antisocial category, and that's not it. The people that see who you are because you're walking in that confidence, that quiet confidence, you don't got to beat your chest for attention like a lot of alphas do. Because you walk in that confidence, they're going to fuck with you. So when push came to shove and he started calling in favors as the movies went on, that's why them people reciprocated the favors, including the Bowery King, Lawrence Fishburne's character. This is a man whose throat he slit and gave him two options. You can take your hand off the wound and die and try to shoot me, or you can leave it there and live. He still did him a favor. I did my job. I got your attention, but you get to decide whether you live or die. Years later, he was able to go to him for help because of who he is. Slide back over to the comments. Stewart says, to this day, I say I should have been a Marine sniper. Crazy story. When I went into the Army, I wanted to go to sniper school. They would not send me. Said I didn't have enough experience. As soon as I got out of basic training and got into my unit, I wanted to be special forces, what they call a sapper for the engineers. And then I wanted to roll over to sniper school. The guy that was in that position to write the paperwork and send me to school, he was getting ready to retire. Just didn't give a fuck about a little private come out of basic training or specialist like I was when I came out of basic training. He didn't give a fuck about me. I was an E4. He was getting ready to retire. So my paperwork just, it wasn't even a real conversation with him. He gave me something. I gave it back to him. That was the last I heard of it. Now, 15 years later, I'm 5 years away from retirement and pretty much have aged out. So it's interesting that you say that, Stuart, because that was the path that I was going to walk on. And guess what? When I got my rifle in my hand, just as a basic soldier, I'm a marksman. I'm cold with my shit. I'm a sharpshooter. I can shoot. That's one thing I can do. Even when I was working on bank trucks and I was getting introduced to a handgun, I was cold from the gate. Don't know why. But again, I cared enough to learn that skill and learn how to properly do it. And I'm still cold with it. Stewart says, I operate heavy equipment 30 years and hate it for my skill level. Let's see. Jason says, the young boys, hold on, let me try to blow this up just a little bit. Oh, that's too much. Damn, went off screen. Jason says, the young boys won't even let me take warm-up shots before the game. Never mind the fact that some of them are half my age. Keep gunning. Keep shooting. Let's see. Jason also says, I don't get it. Why hate? I would be the guy asking you questions to up my skill level, not to compete against you, but to be proficient myself. That's big.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
You always want to sharpen yourself. You're not going to be that alpha like, oh, I can figure this out on my own or I can do it on my own. The Sigma, even though he walks his own path, he's not ashamed to ask for help. Because once I got it, now I got it. I appreciate you. Show some type of gratitude, and now I'm going to move on and keep working for myself. And Stewart says a lot of people just can't get past their ego. Let me blow that up. A lot of people just can't get past their ego.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Yeah. But again, brothers, get your skills right. That's why I keep talking about skilling and scaling up. Get your skills right. You're going to force yourself to build up to something else. Again, even as a Sigma, you're going to be the person that gets picked. Hey, we need you to lead. I know this isn't what you usually like to do. I know you don't like the crowd. I know you don't like really being in front of people. And it's not that you don't like it. You just don't give a damn really about it. Again, like my old sergeant told me, what does my check say? As long as you can get your bread, as long as you can walk your path when you leave that job, or even if you're self-employed and go live that life and travel the world, which is what I'm planning to do. When you can do that, when people call on you, hey, we need you. All right, cool, I got it. And then you're able to execute. Why? Because you cared enough to build your skills. Let's get back to the video.
No exception to this, albeit the unorthodox nature of his chosen profession. Number 4. Unconcerned with impressing others. Perhaps one of the most standout Sigma male traits, John Wick couldn't care less what anyone else thinks of him. Whereas most of society is preoccupied with their social relationships and how they are perceived by those around them, Sigmas walk their own path and have little regard for the impression this leaves on others. This is down to the fact that they choose to exist outside of the traditional hierarchy of sociosexual dominance, in which men, alphas and betas for example, derive their place in society through their relationships with others. While an alpha needs betas around him in order to lead, and betas need an alpha to follow, Sigmas simply walk their own path and choose to do as they see fit, damned be the consequences. John Wick is never seen to try and impress those around him. In fact, most of the time he is trying his best to escape being pinned down by others. Ironically, his total lack of desire for veneration or reputation is exactly what leaves others around him in awe, a common experience for many Sigma males. Number 5. A man of simple pleasures.
This one about me, I'm gonna pause it real quick. This one about me kills people. I am a very, very simple guy. Y'all see me wear the hoodie and a hat a lot of times. Even when I'm dressed up, I like a lot of solid colors. I think I wore like a plaid jacket one time. But for all intents and purposes, I like solid colors. I like the classics. I like things that pass through generations. I can throw on whatever and look good in it. As the ladies say, get you a man that can do both. I've been walking in that path for a long time. I'm able to do different things, do them well, and still make that shit my own, which makes a lot of people guess, hey, who is this guy? He's not really like those guys, but he's not really like us. But I can't figure you out. I've heard that from the women I've dated to the guys in my social circle where I'm playing sports or at work. Man, come out and kick it with us, bro. I'm not with all the crowd and the club and the strip clubs and throwing money I didn't work for and all that shit. That's not me. Man, I can't figure this nigga out, man. Something different about, bro. I've heard that all my life. And it started out as a young man as being something negative. By the time I got to my late 20s, my mid 30s roughly, and I found my positive fuck it once again, and I started doing this research, this is when I stumbled on the Sigma information. This is when I stumbled on 16 personality tests that I'm gonna show you guys real quick. I wanted to know who I was according to science, or as Forbes calls it, false science. Whichever one. I just wanted to see that I wasn't crazy. This is why I keep telling you guys that. You matter. You're not crazy. You know what your lived experience is. But try to find a spot where you can sit down, look at who you are, not just solely only and based off that experience. Look at what that experience, how that experience changed your mindset and the way you move with certain people and the way you move in certain spaces. Do the research. Again, the links for everything I'm showing you guys, they're down in the description of the video. I would ask you to go and take the quiz. There's other male hierarchical quiz out there. Some are more silly than others, like the BuzzFeed, quizzes or the Facebook quizzes. Sometimes you see what type of fruit you are or whatever the hell, all that silly shit. But there's some serious work that has been done in this, and I just implore you to go find that serious work, look here on YouTube, and actually share this content, because I would love to have the pushback and engagement with somebody. Not going to be tonight because the Lakers playing, but I would love to have that pushback and the back and forth so we can flesh this out. It's just an interesting conversation. I think it's been interesting for me. I hope it's been interesting for you guys. But let me get back to this video, and then we're going to get ready to wrap it up.
Unlike many of the characters who inhabit his world, who are driven by a desire for power, glory, or wealth, John Wick is a man of simple pleasures. When the series opened, John Wick has retired from the world of organized crime in order to live out a simple life of quiet pleasure. It's through external circumstances that he finds himself dragged back into a life of danger and extremity, despite—
Pause it right there. Y'all just heard that, right? I'm going to rewind it just a little bit. It's through outside circumstances, outside his control. It kicks off with his wife dying. He couldn't do anything. She was sick. These guys breaking in his house, stealing his car, killing his puppy, which was the last gift that his dead wife gave to him. Things outside of his control. Okay, now I got to step into this role and be this guy again. That's a dangerous man, like old girl said in the videos earlier. A man that knows himself, can walk in his confidence, is a dangerous man. Remember in the first movie, when the guy found out his son had stole the car and found out whose car he had stole, it was a wrap. It was a wrap. He already knew what it was. It's a man of sheer will and focus. He don't know how to quit. I'm gonna keep letting it play.
Man of simple pleasures. When the series opened, John Wick has retired from the world of organized crime in order to live out a simple life of quiet pleasure. It's through external circumstances that he finds himself dragged back into a life of danger and extremity, despite making the decision to avoid this.
You like that, huh?
Largely owing to their lack of need for social validation, Sigma males are never the type to seek out grandiose and superficial symbols of success. They know themselves deeply and structure their lives around achieving goals that they know will bring them true happiness. John Wick is a perfect example of this. He's a man of simple pleasures who simply wanted to live out his life with the woman he loves and protect the dog that he associates with her. Failing this, he is content to get revenge on those who stood in his way of that. Number 6. Walks his own path. Feeling betrayed by someone close to you is one of the most shocking, upsetting, and aggravating experiences a person can go through. As a species, some of our most unpredictable and even violent reactions are those that occur on account of being betrayed by someone we trusted. There's no point of harboring pain and holding on to resentment. To do so only poisons our thoughts and feelings moving forward. A true Sigma male moves onward with life and leaves the pain of betrayal where it belongs, in the past. Before we continue, if you're enjoying the content, be sure to like the video and hit the subscribe button. It helps us to grow the channel and allows us to create more content just like this.
Shout out to the Bloke Box. Go over there and give them a follow as well. But make sure if you're a new viewer, hit the subscribe button. If you're already subscribed, make sure you hit the like button here. Let it keep running.
And now back to the video. Number 7. Versatile and adaptable. Highly skilled in an almost dizzying array of skills, from a slew of martial arts to tactical driving and swordsmanship, one of John Wick's most notable traits is his versatility. He is capable of quickly adapting to ultra-sudden shifts in any given situation, and is always prepared for any eventuality.
And away we go.
It is a typical Sigma male trait to always be prepared for the unexpected, as Sigmas recognize the unpredictability of life and know that they can only rely on themselves to overcome whatever life throws their way. It's only owing to this lone wolf attitude that John Wick is able to get himself out of the seemingly impossible odds he constantly faces throughout the film series. And while most Sigmas will never find themselves up against a bloodthirsty legion of assassins from around the world, they share John Wick's truly impressive ability to champion versatility and to adapt to any situation they find themselves facing up against. Number 8. Never backs down. This brings—
There's the biggie. Don't know how to quit. I'm gonna keep letting it run, but I had to pause it real quick. Don't know how to quit. You took them L's and you still keep bouncing back. And people, I know I've heard it. Why don't you just give up? That ain't me. I ain't cut from that cloth. I'm not. I went through some things the last probably 2 or 3 years professionally. I wasn't taking that L from the job. They were gonna give me what I worked for. Not because I deserved it, because I earned it. I did the work. I'm gonna get it. Like I said earlier, you're not worried about the raise and all that. You did the work. So now it's coming. And guess what? It's on me. I did that. It's not a selfish I did that. It's a real I did that. I put in that damn work. I earned that raise. I earned that, new position. And when I'm saying I'm talking about you out there listening as well. Don't quit. You cannot know how to quit. Throw that idea out your head. I'm gonna keep letting it run.
Us to what is arguably the most Sigma male trait that defines John Wick. No matter the odds he faces, John Wick simply never backs down. He embodies the notion of being knocked down 7 times and getting up 8. It's only through his sheer strength of will and perseverance that he's able to defeat even the most seemingly invincible enemies. Sigmas are some of the most driven individuals on the planet who possess an incredible clarity about what they want and how to get it. They are never the type to sit around feeling sorry for themselves and wave the white flag when they come up against difficulty in life. Sigmas always pick themselves back up, no matter the challenge they face. And John Wick's ability to survive even the most devastating of odds is a testament to the fact that he is the ultimate Sigma male. So that's it for today. What Sigma male traits do you most associate with John Wick? And did you learn anything from him when you watched them?
What Sigma male traits do you associate with you? We went through a lot. I ran through 15 traits earlier. They're pretty similar. You heard the sister speak about the aloofness and the just sheer focus. You hear the movie perspective from a fictional character about John Wick's, inability to quit. But guess what? These are some things that you have going on in your real life. You've ran into adversity and people around you in your circle have said, why don't you quit? Why don't you just give up, man? That's too much. Man, you better than me. I couldn't do it. And yet you still standing. You still making it. I'm getting ready to share the screen. I think we got a lot of information out. We're going to revisit this again because I want to bring this out there. There's a difference of being this incel and antisocial that people always used to tell me about. And that's when I started like, damn, am I antisocial? And when I started doing my Googles and looking at the shit like, no, I'm not antisocial. This is the caricature of cut of a cloth of a man, right, that I am, a Sigma. Because guess what? And people that want to push back against it with the science, there's enough studies out there to show that there's something to it. Even if you don't take it in and believe it hook, line, and sinker, there's something to it. Hold on. There we go. There's something to what's being said about this Sigma male, these Sigma male characteristics of a man. Because it's interesting, again, everybody gets to define what a man is by their own parameters. But when we start talking about stepping outside of the hierarchy, then it's a problem and then it's not real. Or you're just an incel, or you refuse to lead, or you can't lead. You're just antisocial. They find all these negative terms to attach to you because you're such a solid ass man and you're not in this gossipy ass male group that a lot of dudes want to call alpha when they're not even that. Let me slide over here real quick to the comments. Y'all have been awesome tonight. I appreciate everybody. Lottie said something real. When you do the work, you fight for the W. Why take an L?
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
Why? And guess what? You may have taken a loss, like I always say, but you learned a lesson. Even when you walk away from that job, that relationship, whatever type of situation, there's usually better waiting for you. And guess who did the work to earn that? You did. Salute the Grown Folks Talk. Appreciate you being in here, sis.
You go, girl!
Says going hard this month. I'm loving it. I appreciate you, sis. Stewart says he identifies with all of them. Me too, bro. When I started going down that checklist and that hierarchy, For those that came in late, go back to the beginning of the video on the replay gang. Just look at the traits that were listed. All that shit is me, good and bad. I can take it on being bad, because guess what? I got to deal with the consequences. That's the other thing about Sigma males. We don't do a lot of fucking finger pointing. We take on what we did. But I refuse to take on the bullshit you did trying to put that on me. We don't like projection. We're not going to do that. Now, where I fucked up is where I fucked up. I'm going to fix it. Whether or not you want to give me an opportunity, I'm going to fix it one way or the other. If somebody leaves you, because guess what? I've been antisocial. I've been the bad guy in relationships. All of us have. But guess what? I get to get better and fix it for the next person if she didn't want to stick around, if that's the case. But a lot of times it's not. A lot of times women will blame you because they losing their goddamn mind because they're losing you. You're not losing them. They like to pretend that shit, bro. But they know when they got a solid ass man, and they know when they fucked up. Women tend not to apologize a lot. But anyway, slide back over here to the comments. Stuart says, wish I would have found this info 20 years ago. Man, I wish I would have found it about 10. But this is solid information. This is why I'm bringing this out. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube. A lot of those kind of talking videos with the, the cartoon cam overs or the voiceovers. Like this guy was just talking about the bloke box. It's a lot of those videos out there, but it's two brothers in particular. Again, Anthony Spade and Angry Man, who have specifically talked about the Sigma male, especially Anthony Spade. That's what he staked his claim on when he came into YouTube and everybody was talking alpha beta stuff. He honed in on the Sigma, and I myself am going to be talking about it more because that's why I followed him. Because again, I was already doing the work. So when I came into this space and I looked up the Sigma male because I already knew the term and understood it, that's who I found. And that's who was talking about it for the longest. So salute to that brother. But I am going to pick up some of this because I've been that for a while. Just didn't know it. And a lot of y'all are getting this information for the first time. Like Stuart just said, he wished he knew he had this information 20 years ago. Bruh, it's better late than never. I live by that. We all wish we could, hindsight is 2020. We all wish we could go back and change some things, but you can't, right? So you start where you're at and you build from there. You take what's useful, discard the rest, add what's uniquely your own. Bruce Lee. That's my favorite quote from him. Take what's useful, discard the rest, add what's uniquely your own. Because especially as a Sigma male in this conversation, you walk into the beat of your own drum. You are him, as the saying goes recently. You are him. And you got to walk in that confidence, and it doesn't have to be loud. Guess what? You know how to take a L because you know around the corner is a W. Because all that L stands for is a lesson. Let me slide over here real quick. Back to the comments. Stuart says, not antisocial, just can't stand fake people. That's big. And you see that in a lot of social circles. People are just going in there smiling because that's what you do at a party, right? Stuart says, I'm a Sigma empath. Fake people give me a headache. A lot of people don't want to, especially with men, don't like to hone in onto the empath and the more spiritual or esoteric stuff, but it's something to it. I'm with you there too. Flawless says, excellent live, King Kofa. I appreciate it. We getting ready to wrap in a second, brother. Stuart says, yeah, I got to do the replay. Yeah, brother, go back and watch that replay. I'm glad you in here now, though. Don't go nowhere. We almost done. Let's see. Corey Joe says, dope show. Grown folk says, women tend not to apologize. 100.
You go, girl.
Got to respect the ladies that know the truth. And I'm not saying that's you, grown folk, but I know you got homegirls and cousins, and you done seen it inside and out from a female perspective. Stuart says, personality types is the real deal. Get yours if you haven't. Definitely.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
And that's exactly what I'm getting ready to go to when we wrap up these comments. Say, Sigma males unite. Jason says, you are dropping quality lives and not just fillers to fulfill an agreement. Brother, I appreciate that. You get all three of these.
Hand down, man down. Mama, there goes that man. Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
I really appreciate that, Jason, because I really did want to do this, and I promised y'all when I took on that challenge to go live every day in May, I I told you guys some of these lives I was going to phone in, which I know a couple of them I have, but I think those conversations still were good because I am tired. But I did want to bring some solid ass information. I think this week has probably been one of the best. I'm gonna try to keep it rolling, but let me go ahead and tell y'all this now. So my best friend from high school, if he sees this, bruh, I love you. I'm not gonna say your name here, but I love you. His brother died unexpectedly, so I'm headed back to Bama for a funeral this weekend, but we've already talked on a one-on-one level, so I just want to tell him publicly that I love him. Condolences to mama. I'll see you Saturday. But yeah, so Saturday, y'all may not get a full live. Tomorrow night, you may not get a full live because I'm going to be running around trying to get, work done and some last minute stuff before I head down to Bama Saturday. But I will be going live. I'm still going live every day. So tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, because I'm getting back Sunday, I don't know what we're going to talk about. It may just be another Cigar Sunday, Cigar Saturday, and just a free for all. But I would love to see y'all in there and just throw me some concept. If it's certain stuff you want me to focus on, shoot me an email. Corey Jordan, hit me up, brother. I got to go through some of your emails, but y'all go to my about section, hit me up on the email, and I'll look at what you're talking about, what you want me to talk about. I may save it for later on in the week to really put some meat on it, but I may go over it this weekend just to, kind of start the conversation. Let's keep going. If you forgot, yes, please hit the like button. Jason says, eat the meat, spit out the bones. Jimmy Howard, appreciate it, brother. Great show. Thank you. Logic says, live, even including weekends. Yeah, bro, I've been going live every day in May since I think I actually started the last day in April, and I've been running it ever since. So got a lot of content. I got to go back and chop up and change these lives to, little pieces of content just to kind of circle the algorithm. So if y'all see that on your timeline, make sure you share it on Facebook, your other socials, the shorts. I usually do a morning motivation just about every day. I'm not going to say every day, but just about every day, just to kind of, break away from the conversation, just try to give y'all some good information, life pep talk for the day. So I try to do that as well, but I'm doing that and I'm going live every day, Logic. Corey Joe says, hands down, JW on point. Be safe and condolences. I appreciate it. Stewart says, blessing. Logic says, condolences. I really, really appreciate it. But let's get into this last piece, and then we're going to go slide, and I'm going to smoke a cigar and watch the game. I don't know what y'all about to do, but let me get into this last piece. I know that's a blank screen. Don't leave yet. Bam. So this is another article that's in there. This is another one. I'm not going to read it, but these are some of the negative traits. Again, I would be remiss. They give the positive and the negative traits of a Sigma male. So let me just get to the Sigma negatives, and I'm going to read it off. Sigma male weaknesses. People assume he's lonely. We talked about that. He can't commit to others. Sorry, ladies. Sometimes we just walk in our own path, right? It is what it is. His social skills need some work. I've been told that, he's a little bit antisocial. I really couldn't read him. I'm really not sure, what direction he was headed with the conversation. And number 4, he doesn't get motivated by the spotlight. The promise of wealth and king, the wealth of a king and all the women you can stand, that really don't move us. Did the job get done? Am I going to be safe and secure? Are my people, that small pack I have, are they going to be safe and secure? Am I going to have the freedom to keep doing what the fuck I'm doing? Or am I supposed to be tethered and locked to you doing what the hell you want? Again, those are big things for Sigma. So we don't get excited by a lot of that shit. Number 5, he might end up alone. We already been walking that path. It doesn't scare us, right? But the right woman that comes along, like in a John Wick situation, we'll sit our ass down. Because guess what? 9 times out of 10, because we know who we are, she knows who we are, and she's going to follow that lead. 6, his risks make others uncomfortable. A lot of people don't like how we move. The majority of the world is extroverted. Science has proven this, right? It's crazy that there's a pushback between the alpha, sigma, and all that stuff, but everybody wants to associate whether you're extroverted or introverted. You could be a nice guy or you can be a misogynist. See, labels work when people want them to work. So let's keep on going. His risk makes others uncomfortable. They don't like how we move. The risk that we take because we're doing it alone, right? Ooh, I couldn't do that. Are you sure you don't need no help? He's crazy. That's a big one. You crazy. That's dismissive, as Dave Chappelle said. To call somebody crazy and not hear them out and not want to flesh out what they're doing, that's just straight up dismissive. When you hear that, brothers, run. I don't give a damn who it's from. Number 7, his love life is a mess. It can be. I told you I had a very bad breakup 2 years ago because I wasn't moving off my square. I knew where I was trying to lead that blended family I was getting ready to lead. She wasn't on it. You have to go. I don't do lies. I don't do disrespect. Because guess what? One other thing I don't do is locking myself in a position where I don't have an out. I'm not going to do it. But guess what? I can still move around the city of Atlanta and do okay. Let's go. Number 8. He can't stick to one plan. Because we have those skill sets that we talked about, I'm going to bring it back to me. I think that's the last one. Again, if you want to slow it down and go back and read it, replay gang, pause it, read it at your leisure. But again, the link is in the description to the video. But sticking with, he can't stick to one plan. We'll execute things, but people don't understand that we're thinking so far ahead to the next thing. Okay, after I do this, we can go from A to L. Not necessarily A to Z, but we can go from A to L. I know I got to do this. Oh shit, I can do A, B, C, and D at the same time, basically, and already be at E. Cool, I can do that. I can rock with that because I have the freedom to and I have the time to. Why? Because I'm moving on my own timetable. Hold on, let me get back to the comments. I heard y'all in here. Stuart says, I'm going to hit you up about the Sinful P. The video you dropped about the pimp values was fire. I appreciate it, brother. I appreciate it. Let's see. Stuart says, love life could be great as long as doubt isn't cast into the situation. Exactly. Stuart, that's what I heard too. Versatile. He's doing too much. I'm versatile. I'm able to handle this because guess what? I'm able to prioritize. So while you see me doing this and this, guess what? This down here is not a priority. I just worked 8 hours a day. Now I'm here with y'all. Then I'm going to go chill and I'm going to edit videos. I'm able to juggle things. We all got the same 24 hours. We all got the same 24 hours. Logic says facts, facts, facts. No lies, deception, or leaving no way out. You have no idea how hard that hit.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
The women typically have a way out. Child support, alimony, they're going to get paid something for leaving. When our split happens, again, as I said yesterday, just to be a tad bit vulgar, the only thing we lead with as men a lot of times is, at least I fucked. Because guess what? She's getting everything else that pays dividends. The house, the car, the kids. Back over here to the video. I mean, not video. One more personality test. Let's get into that. 16 personality tests. It's free. Yes, it's only going to take a few minutes. Again, I took it right before the live. This is where I really started at, and then I kind of got into the Sigma male space. But I wanted to take this personality test. So we took one for work, and it just gave you a list of your best qualities, but I wanted to narrow it down. So there's 16 different personalities in the world, according to science and this test. There's 16 main personalities in the world. The reason why Kofa was so damn crazy and what helped me figure this out, and I dug a little bit deeper into this. Again, this is the page, the description. The link is in the description for those of y'all that are interested in going to take it. I would ask you to, just to become a better man and just kind of flesh yourself out some more and understand, okay, I do that. Okay, no, I don't do that. Okay, that's why that motherfucker was mad at me, because this is how I move and they're not used to moving with this type of personality. But I took the test and this is what I got. The advocate. I'm an INFJ-A. So let's look at what that means for Kofa. Advocates are quiet visionaries, often serving as inspiring and tireless idealists. I can see what good and should be. I do operate in the real world, but I know how much better it could be if X, Y, and Z was executed. But guess what? I don't want to put myself in that position because I know people. I'm not going to sit up here and lead you and I know I'm going to get all this pushback. Why would I do that when I can lead myself into being in that better position? Now, whoever wants to come is more than welcome to come. And as an advocate, I'm going to ride for you. I'm going to fight tooth and nail. Once again, John Wick's wife was dead. The fact those guys disrespected her legacy from the gift that he was given, the last gift he was given by his wife, that puppy. Everybody like, oh, it's just a car, it's just a puppy. Just, we about to see Just. Now we 4 movies deep of bodies being dropped for just a puppy. It was deeper than that. He was advocating for his wife and the disrespect that was given to him and her. So these are some of the traits. 75% introverted. I can mingle in a crowd, but I'd rather go in there, have that conversation, do what I need to do, slap hands, hug people, see who I need to see, and then I'm going to bounce. Because a lot of that shit is unnecessary. This is the thing about Kofa too. I don't drink alcohol, y'all. Y'all hear me talk about cigars. Y'all never hear me about, oh, I need a drink. I don't drink alcohol. Not shitting on anybody that does, but I don't. That's who Kofa is. So even when they're going out to these places and everybody's talking about, you know, drinking and, oh man, we getting fucked up tonight and shit like that, or even if it's a classier place, all the wine is flowing and, you know, there's always going to be some type of party, some type of music, whether it's some ratchet hood shit or it's more classy and dressed up. Same thing. Food, drinks, mingling, music. That's what it's going to be. That's just not my steez. I kind of like to chill. That's why I love cigar bars. But this is who I am. My mind, my energy. I'm intuitive. Again, I think somebody in the chat said, damn, who was that? Damn, let me get back to the chat real quick. Let's see if I can find that comment. Empath. Who was that? Was that you, Logic? Or was that you, Stuart? I believe one of you guys said something about being an empath. Let me get back over here. But yeah, being intuitive. Intuitive individuals are very imaginative, open-minded, and curious. They value originality. We don't like fake people. And focus on hidden meanings and distant possibilities. Oh shit, we could execute that? This hasn't been done before. I can go try this. Because I know the rest of you motherfuckers are going to be doing the same shit. It's okay. You're a Sigma, bro. Nature. Feeling. The dreaded F word. I can operate in logic, but hey, some just quite ain't right with this situation. And this isn't boo-hoo crying like they got the guy right here. Feeling individuals value emotional expression and sensitivity. They place a lot of importance on empathy, social harmony, and cooperation. We don't like a lot of goddamn drama. So when shit is going crazy, it's like, what the fuck? So while I may not break down crying, I will walk the fuck away and shake my damn head. This shit's so damn sad. This is ridiculous. But I'm separating myself from the situation. Judging. Judging individuals are decisive, thorough, and highly organized. Yep, that can be me. They value clarity, predictability, and closure, preferring structure and planning to spontaneity. You see what happened when John Wick had to do some spontaneous shit. Oh, I gotta go whoop everybody's ass? That's not what I plan to do today. But you know what? I'm flexible. I can whoop your ass several different ways because of that skill I have. But I'd rather be organized when I did it. You see when he pulled out that chest, he had all his coins, he had all his weapons organized. Now it's time to go make a mess. I'm assertive. I know who the fuck I am. 78%. Sometimes I can be up and down 22%. I'm a human being. None of this, let me say this for the Sigma male stuff. Nothing is set in stone. You're going to have slight gray areas, but what's the most of you? Who are you consistently? That's what your character becomes. Your thoughts become your words become your actions become your character. What you're doing is who the fuck you are. And I don't mean what you're doing by work. I mean the care that you take care of that job with. It's probably the same care that you take care of your house with. The same care that you have with your family members is the same care that you have with a stranger. And on and on and on. You take you wherever you go. You are who you are. You can always be better. You can always sharpen your skills. But this is me. Hey, this is what I like. This is what I do. I like simplicity. Even when I'm dressed up, I like the classic style. I know who the fuck I am. I can be assertive without being loud about it. Get to a couple more things. Oh, that's it. I already emailed it to myself. Bring it back on me. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to bring it back a little bit. So this INFJ personality, now I'm going to bring it back on me. That's the rarest personality type in the world. I told y'all I dug a little bit deeper, had to look in a little bit deeper on myself. That's the rarest personality type in the world. I think it's like they estimate 3% of the world has this personality type, and only 1% of that 3% are men. Go figure. This is why I was so weird to everybody. But I had to try to understand that. I thought something was wrong with me, and I internalized a lot of bullshit and did it to myself. I don't want that to be you. Please go to the links in the description. Go take these tests. Go find other tests. Go find information on your own and share it here. Because I'll bring it out to the forefront. Y'all see I'm pretty much an open book. I'm willing to have the conversation. I'm waiting for the pushback. We'll probably do a whole show about smoking people that disagree that may see this content. Or I would like some of y'all to just come up and we can have a conversation. I'm going to slide over here to these last comments and then we're going to ride. Let's see. Appreciate everybody saying it. Elijah says, wow, you really doing it, bro. I appreciate it, dog. Stewart says, I'm going to hit you up with a video. Okay, that was the same for P. Yep. Comment. Yep. Versatile. Facts. Stewart says he's an INTJ. He's the architect. He's the builder. Salute. Glad you already did these, brother. Elijah says, Kofa, how you just make an appearance, but that's more respectable. Yeah. I'm just going to step up and wear what I wear. But I know how to operate in social spaces. Yes. Stewart says me. Elijah says that was Stewart, I think. Let's see. Stewart says INFJ, I think, is the rarest type. Yep. INFJ. We just talked about that. Elijah says, please do a smoke show, Kofa. I don't think I got that popular yet, man. I'm on a push to 1,000 subscribers. But I'm quite sure when this starts hitting the airwaves and people want to push back and see the pushback I got against a lot of these alphas, I'm going to get some. But I go to toe-to-toe with anybody. It don't matter. I'm too well read. I'm too well equipped. Again, I'm balanced and skilled. But, ladies and gentlemen, I've been talking long enough. We damn near at 2 hours. I appreciate those still in here rocking with me. Again, I'm your host, Kofa, Kofa, not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. This has been Growth Talk Podcast. Growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. I hope you got something out of the conversation tonight. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you share it, comment, and have discussion. I think we are all good. Scroll back one more time. Make sure I didn't miss any comments. Now I believe we're good. Jay says peace. Stewart says enjoy the game, brother. I hope so. The Lakers need a win. And so do I. Salute. As always, brothers, remember, you matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. Peace.